Did you know that you can reduce negative environmental impacts by adopting a Florida-friendly landscape? Today, Orange County Florida-friendly landscaping agent Tia Silvasse is here to tell us what it is and how to make a yard Florida-friendly. Welcome, Tia.
Thanks, Jana.
So, Florida-friendly landscaping agent, tell us what it is and what it means to have a Florida-friendly landscape.
Sure. Everybody needs to know about a Florida-friendly landscape because in Florida we have such a delicate ecosystem.
Right.
And what we do in our backyard really impacts what happens in our ecosystem.
Okay.
So a Florida-friendly landscape is one that we can have a landscape that's beautiful and functional, but does not harm the environment.
Right, and that's what we want really at the end of the day, a beautiful landscape.
Yeah, that's right. So in order to be a Florida-friendly landscape, you have to be maintaining it by the 9 Florida-friendly landscape principles.
Okay.
And those are science-based principles, such as conserve water. We want plants that conserve water.
Definitely.
Fertilizing appropriately, so we're not polluting the groundwater.
Right, right.
And also selecting the right plant for the right place.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we have plants here today. How can you tell if a particular plant is Florida friendly or not?
Yeah, well, you can not tell by looking at the plant. It's really based on the plant characteristics and matching it with your site.
Wow.
So Florida-friendly plants are generally drought tolerant and they don't need a lot of water. They're generally not heavy feeders and don't need a lot of additional fertilization.
Okay, I was just going to ask, what does it mean to be a heavy feeder but not extra fertilizer?
Yeah, so just requiring a lot of fertilizer. So in general, Florida-friendly plants don't need a lot of fertilizer. And often they're perennial plants and they live for a long time and maybe they bloom or require low maintenance. So you can see some of our plants in our Florida-friendly guidebook to plant selection and landscape design.
Yeah, I was just going to say plant selection.
And you can get a copy of this book at our extension center or online.
So you can get it either place. That's good to know. So does a plant have to be native to be considered Florida friendly?
No, a plant doesn't need to be native. All native plants are defined as Florida friendly because they are adapted to living in Florida ecosystem. But there's a lot of other plants that are not native that we also consider Florida friendly. For example, this Schilling's dwarf holly here.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
So this does great. It stays very small, compact, so you don't need to trim it a lot.
So does it really get any bigger than this?
It will get bigger up to about 4 feet wide and 4 feet high. But it is a cultivar of a native variety, so it does very well in the Florida landscape. Also like this bush daisy here. So this one is a perennial, and instead of planting annuals that need to be replanted several times a year, this one will live for a long time, and it always has beautiful color to it.
Typically how long do these blooms last, and when does it start to bloom?
It just blooms year-round. Even right now in my garden, it's blooming. It's beautiful, yellow flowers. So,
so even when
that's an
things are
excellent
not
Florida-friendly plant.
Green, this would still be blooming, and we'd still have a pop of color
That's
in our
right.
yards.
Yeah, get a little pop of color, and you don't need to do anything to it.
Okay, good. So what are some of the benefits for having a Florida-friendly landscape? If you're a homeowner, why does this benefit them?
Well, Florida-friendly landscapes are easy to care for, first of all, and they help our environment by conserving water and conserving nutrients. And also it will save you money, not having to water, fertilize, and prune so much.
And so you mean not a lot into caring for them, meaning not a lot of water needed or fertilizer? Like, can you explain what that means a little bit?
Like after establishment, when you plant these plants, you need to water them to get them set in and give them a little fertilize, but then they'll be able to take care of themselves.
Okay, awesome. What are some other plants that bloom like this year round? What's another type of plant that the homeowner could go and find that would bloom like this?
Some of the flowering shrubs that we recommend are something like the native firebush or a thryralis, and that gets yellow flowers, you know, almost year round. So there's a lot of great plants out there that people can be using in their Florida-friendly landscapes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tia, for being here.
Great. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And now you know how to protect our natural resources with a Florida-friendly landscape.